Good, compañeros, estamos en Genshin Impact. Vamos a hacer la misión de Tignari, ¿vale? La tengo ya abierta, que no la he tocado, ¿vale? Simplemente hay que hablar con Catherine. Ya hemos terminado la misión de los Aranara, ¿vale? Así que el tema de la corrosión y tal ya no existe y es posible que mencionen algún problema sobre el bosque, ¿vale? No estoy seguro, ¿vale? Porque es que no he visto nada de la misión, no quería comerme ningún spoiler, ¿no? Pero bueno, si dicen algo, pues aún quedan brotes por ahí, así que no hay mucha diferencia. Vamos a ver si nos dice algo.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Ay, se me había olvidado que este juego tiene voces, así no tengo que hablar yo. La costumbre. Venga, va.
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
¿Te das cuenta tú también?
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of high importance. It pertains to the safety of the Avidia Forest's inhabitants.
Vale.
Huh? What happened?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia
Ahí
Forest
está.
seems to
Pensaba
have
que iba a
become
haber sobrecontaminación.
contaminated.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region. The Avidia Forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable.
Bueno, durante la misión principal no conocíamos nada de sobre por qué existe la contaminación, ¿vale? Ahora ya sí, bueno, desde mi punto de vista por lo menos, que sí que he hecho la misión esta de los Arlara, sí que sé por qué viene la contaminación. No sé de dónde procede el avatar de este de Marrana, ¿vale? No sé de dónde viene el avatar, pero sé que ya no debería expandirse más la contaminación, ¿vale? Así que no sé muy bien cómo van a sustentar estos dos tropos al mismo tiempo. Vamos a ver qué tal.
That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation. Even if all you can do is stop the contamination from spreading, that will still save many people.
Vale.
This is forest business. Maybe Tignari will know something. Let's go find him.
A ver, él ya nos ha estado dando trabajo para quitar las zonas marchitas y tal, así que no creo que le suponga un problema. Preguntas sin respuesta. Vale. Vamos para acá. Vuelve a ver alguien en la puerta. Siempre hay alguien en la puerta esperando en la casa de Tignari, parece. Asha. No parece ser la misma que la que vimos al principio de las misiones.
This is where you've been, Tignari?
Vale, es que... Vale. Estos son los que se han hecho... Le han pasado cosas, ¿no?
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Lo he despertado.
Tignari, everything's spinning.
No pasa nada. Es que estamos en
Am
una
I
montaña
going
rusa.
to die?
Joder.
Tell Mom that I should have listened to her. And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. I didn't tell her because I was scared that she wouldn't play with me anymore. Tignari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter.
What happened? Tignari, is he?
Okay, enough nonsense.
Vale. Joder.
You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest.
Qué dramático
You'll
el
be
niño.
bouncing off the walls in no
Me
time.
pasa, supongo.
Really? Then can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize.
Joder.
Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
Así no se puede, colega. Venga, hazle un favorcillo.
Let me ask
Está
you something.
enfermo.
I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did you get this sick all of a sudden?
Está una marchita.
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle.
Nos hemos mirado cuando ha dicho lo de diferente.
After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
Habla mucho para estar tan enfermo o tan débil o lo que sea. ¿Será la zona contaminada?
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Ok, venga. Vengo a hablarte justamente de este tema, así que todo guay.
Mr. Forest Watcher, how is my son?
Está
I gave
bien.
him some antipyretics.
Unas pocas
Let him
drogas y
rest
se
here for a
recupera sin
while.
problema.
I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him.
Joder.
His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche.
Un trastorno mental.
Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
Mr. Forest
If
Watcher.
memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind. A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water. They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidia forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand.
¿Voy yo a por una?
I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
Ah, nos vamos de viaje. Bueno, se va de viaje para buscar la cosa esta. Está
All
bien.
right. Thank you.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Sí.
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
No, ¿verdad?
Doesn't seem like one.
Ahí está.
Whether
Puede que
you look at
diferente.
scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different.
Vale. Ya entiendo cómo van a mantener los dos
The
tropos.
only
No son la
thing
misma
they have
cosa.
in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidia forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
We feel the same way.
A ver, creo que cualquier otra
Alright.
opinión sería un poco fea, ¿no?
Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region.
Vale.
There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's go.
Venga. A ver. 300 metros, mucho. No me he pasado horas y horas cogiendo teletransportes para ponerme ahora a caminar. ¿Qué es eso? Yo no soy un peasant de eso. Yo uso el poder del teletransporte. Venga, allá vamos. Está un poco decaído el hombre este, ¿no? Hola.
Excuse me. I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few
Le conoce
days.
todo el mundo, parece.
Closed. Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
¿Qué ha pasado? A ver.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently.
Ah, eso me viene
They were
perfecto. Se lo roban
mechanical
los
parts
ladrones y ya
that we
está,
got
¿no?
from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pool together Mora to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip.
Entonces no podemos
All the
robarlo.
merchants talked it over, and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Sí, literalmente. No es una buena estrategia
Mr.
de
Forest
marketing, pero para
Watcher,
nada.
it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked
Y...
around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep
Sí,
waiting
ese
out
es
here
el
for the
problema
thief
que
to come
tenemos ahora
out.
mismo.
All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
¿Qué?
No people?
¿Era una aranara? No tiene mucho sentido,
Even
la
if
verdad.
I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine. The thief that stole our parts was a huge mechanical crab.
¡Qué chulo! ¡Yo quiero ver eso!
The Avidia forest has creatures like that?
No vi nada de eso en Guía de Seres Vivos del Bosque Avid. A ver, es que no es un ser vivo, es un mecánica. O sea, es mecánico, no está vivo. Estamos hablando del mismo tipo de cangrejo.
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere.
Principiante, un
Before we
cangrejo
could react,
principiante.
it swiped our goods and ran away. We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course!
Como siempre.
Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs
Ooh,
on all
VIP.
future purchases of any...
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
maybe one.
Que parece que
After
dice
our
crap
goods were stolen,
de
we
basura.
specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
Vale. Entre el sniff them in the bad y el cosa este, tengo la sensación de que el doblador de Tignari no es especialmente bueno con el acento que necesita el personaje, ¿eh? O sea, creo que tiene ciertos problemitas de pronunciación. Creo que no soy nadie para quien hablar, pero bueno, yo no trabajo de eso.
Fast, strong, and a pain to deal with. 10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on.
Pero yo.
Didn't the academia ban research on mechanical life forms years ago? Where did that thing come from?
De los que
Our
ya estaban.
salaries even got slashed because of it. Who would have thought that robber wasn't a human, but a mechanical crab?
Perdona que cada vez que lo dicen me hace mucha gracia. Si no habéis escuchado lo de sniff them in the bad, pues yo que sé, tirad a por Tignari. Creo que es el mejor motivo que tenéis para tirar a por él. Sniff
After the
them
goods
in
were
the bad.
stolen, I made multiple inquiries with nearby caravans and residents. It turns out that many others have also been robbed by that crooked crab.
Quiero verlo.
However, the crab only seems to be interested in machinery. It doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables.
Igual está intentando reparar sin
Caravan
dejar de
carrying
ser
a
un
large amount
cangrejo.
of more had an uneventful trip, but another caravan had a child whose metal toy was taken.
Es posible que sí sea que se esté intentando
Whatever the
reconstruir.
case, that thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
Nadie da información útil. A ver, este ha dicho que va por solo cosas mecánicas, así que podemos usar eso como cebo, pero no dicen la ubicación, por ejemplo, de dónde podría estar. Dice que en general muchos
I
han
heard from the
sido robados.
caravanners that there have been a lot of robberies lately, but
Lo mismo.
we haven't been affected. We don't normally see the mechanical crab, and it doesn't disturb our daily lives. It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
You haven't tried capturing it?
We have, but it's too agile and fast. However, we did unexpectedly learn something the last time we tried to capture it.
A ver, dime.
It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest, so instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby. Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go. You'll have to move fast if you want those goods back.
Imagino que si se lo lleva a la parte más profunda del bosque ya podemos olvidarnos de ello.
How are things? Did you make any progress?
We learned of its behaviors, but much still remains unclear. Assuming normal operational status, mechanical constructs generally act according to their given commands.
Sí,
If
correcto.
I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things. Or the mora you made. That would be the most efficient method. But it only goes after mechanical components. This doesn't make any sense.
Tiene sentido si lo que estás ordenando hacer es
It's
algo
really
mecánico.
weird.
Ir a comprar directamente las piezas
So,
mecánicas
you all
es
found
como
a way to
un
retrieve our
paso
goods?
extra, ¿no?
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times. Oh, are you planning to...
Sep,
Under
estamos planeando
constant
eso.
external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in their habits. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components.
Sabe de quién robarlos,
If we
pero
have
no sé
said
cómo los
components,
detecta.
we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
Me parece bien, me cae
You're
bien,
right.
colega.
We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
Vale.
We
Solo
don't need
necesito la
anything in
flor, pero
return,
bueno.
but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Vale, casi con los de los...
Oh, yeah, no problem at
Okay.
all. If it means getting our things back, you can even borrow me to do whatever you need.
Joder, bro, no te
I'll have to
prostituyas tampoco.
decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast to pose as a transiting caravan and lure out the crab.
Venga,
Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to you.
venga, venga, venga. Quiero.
Don't worry, we're professionals.
Quiero ver el cangrejo. Quiero ver el cangrejo. Cangrejo. ¿Por dónde? ¡Cangrejo! Quiero ver el Es que es un cangrejo. No ha dicho máquina voladora ni guardián de las ruinas. Es un cangrejo. Cuando escuchas la palabra cangrejo piensas en un cangrejo, ¿sabes? No en un cangrejo mecánico. Piensas en un cangrejo, pero muy grande. Venga, va. No sé. Una vez tuve un cangrejo de mascota. No duró mucho, pero eso. Ups.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere around here.
Vamos con una vaca también.
Let's get to it. We'll definitely capture that criminal crab.
Criminal crab.
Okay. We'll start from
Perdón.
here and have the sumpter
Es un
beast with the
cangrejo.
components on board lead the way. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time with it.
The
Vale.
sumpter beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it.
Venga, con tranquilidad. ¡Oh!
Why'd it stop?
¿Qué comida?
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe
Echa
it's
comida ya.
hungry.
All right, it's
Oh.
moving again.
Lol. Bro, me asustas, ¿eh? ¡Ah!
Did you
¡Ah!
hear something?
Eso es un cangrejo. Ah. Ah.
Mechanical crab the caravan was talking about? It's charging straight at us.
Uy, sí que lleva partes, ¿no? Por
You
todos
look
lados.
strong. Be careful.
Bueno, vale. Qué decepción, la verdad. Pensaba que iba a ser con más forma de cangrejo.
By royal allow me.
Cangrejo mecánico, es que no sé. Esto es una máquina mecánica ya. Un cuadrúpedo. Los cangrejos no... Tienen como paticas para arriba también, ¿no? Las pincicas y tal. Pensaba que las iba a tener, por lo menos. Gru... Oh, está triste.
Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab. Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it. Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
No parece entendernos. ¿Por qué lo dices? Porque es una máquina. Bueno, no parece entendernos.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods.
Después de buscar un rato se encuentra con la mercancía.
I
Ah,
don't
pues ya
know
está,
why you're
perfecto.
stealing mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. Any objections?
No, está bien. Se ve tan triste. Es que claro, él quería sus piezas mecánicas. A ver.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something?
Y te
If
damos
you
un par
take
de
us there,
piezas.
I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
Pero no robaos, ¿eh? Robar mal. ¡Qué mono!
It reacted.
¿Nos habrá entendido?
We can't be certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
A ver, no nos está atacando, así que
Okay,
tampoco...
So you want the crab to lead us into the contaminated region?
Claramente
That's
no le
right.
afecta, así que no
The
creo que haya problema,
contaminated
¿no?
region has a large and currently expanding perimeter, so it would be difficult to conduct a thorough search. If we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. Also, our new friend here seems to be full of secrets. I've
Porque
been
está como
studying
raro,
this
¿no?
contaminated region
como
recently,
nuevo, en
and I
verdad.
have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Paimon gets it now. Does this Scuttler understand what you're saying?
Probablemente no, pero bueno.
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us.
Sí, con eso vale.
I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we can simply follow along.
Me parece bien.
It seems to be really happy.
Por los componentes. Parece un perrito.
Listen to me.
Pero es un cangrejo.
Wait for us here.
Parece.
No running
supongo.
off. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward.
Está entrenándolo como un
Understood?
perro. Supongo que eso es un sí.
I'm not sure, but our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with.
Vale.
We should return, but before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
Ah, no confían nada en el perrito nuevo, ¿eh? Yo los componentes mecánicos los comerciantes. Ha puesto trampa. Sí, ha puesto trampa. No confía nada en ellos. ¿Cómo estás, coleguilla? ¿Estás bien? El cangrejo mecánico es un buen chico, no tiene intención de huir. Bien, es un buen chico. ¿Se hago así? No dice nada. Es un buen chico. Venga, va. O sea, que está bien jugar con el cangrejo y tal, pero que un ratito tampoco. Igual lo pueden tener como mascota los comerciantes, así no les atacan los ¿cómo se llama? Los mercenarios estos chulos. Claramente parecen más fuertes que ellos. No sé si más fuerte porque la cosa es que huye, ¿no? Y ya.
Oh! Oh!
Eso es
These are the
todo.
mechanical parts that were stolen.
Ah, la
You
caja
really
entera.
got them back
Vale,
for
la
us.
caja, la caja.
Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass?
Sí.
Don't worry about the price. They're on the house. How many do you need?
No sé, ¿una?
2 is enough.
No, that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
Joder.
No need. I've already received a reward from you.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts? Ah, they aren't worth much compared to this merchandise.
Ah, bueno, no, pero está
But
bien.
those parts are very useful to me. Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. We're even.
Qué amable.
Oh, and before we go, just a reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs, other dangers are still present. Take caution on this route.
Noted. Thank you all ever so much.
Me cae bien este hombre.
Let's return to the
Es
village.
buena onda.
The earlier we can give the child
Sabes un
medicine,
mierda
the
y
sooner
tal.
he'll start feeling better.
Vale. O sea, a ver, la prioridad es el niño. Luego ya sí tal hablamos con el perrito. Digo con el cangrejo, digo con el... Sí. Uy, perdón. M. Me acaba de caer un rayo. Bueno, vale, gracias. Gracias, juego, Te lo agradezco, colega. Bro. Perdón. No sé, a veces estas cosas pasan, digo yo. ¿No, polla? Está Coley aquí. Eso es que iba a organizar mi viaje para no sé qué, ¿no? O, bueno, el viaje de Tignari, perdón.
Hi there, Traveler and Paimon.
Hola, Traveler en Paimon. Bueno.
Master, I prepared the pharmaceutical equipment. Do you need me to help grind the medicine?
Venga.
No need.
Oh.
A precise dosage is required this time, so I'll do it myself.
Oh,
Oh. Okay.
bro. La acabas de llamar incompetente.
But once I'm done, you can deliver the medication to the child. He gets a little nervous when I'm around for too long. I don't think he finds me very approachable.
Normal.
I'll go prepare the medication. Traveler, give me a hand.
Ven y ayúdame. Me lo pides a mí en vez de a tu ayudante.
How is he? Doing any better?
No sé si es que no le cae bien Coley, podría ser
I
eso.
feel like he's doing a lot better, and his temperature is returning to normal. That's wonderful! Oh yeah, he asked me to tell you that Suna came by earlier, and he told her everything about the toy.
Oh,
Suna didn't get mad, so he wanted to thank you. Can I ask what happened?
It's nothing. Did you prepare the traveling gear I asked you to?
Of course I did! Are you going somewhere far away?
Yes, we're going to the contaminated region. Judging by its size, we will likely have to stay overnight. I'm leaving everything to you while I'm gone.
se va a quedar por la noche
But
conmigo.
I can't
Guiño,
even
guiño.
begin to compare
Many things are learned by doing. And once they've been done, you'll realize they weren't as difficult as you once thought they were. Deal with problems as you yourself see fit. You don't have to emulate me.
That's right. You'll do great, Kale.
All right, then I'll do my best.
Bueno, supongo que una de cal y otra de
Master, Traveler,
azúcar.
Paimon, take care of yourselves.
No te preocupes, estaremos bien con Tignari a nuestro lado.
You put too much confidence in me. Anyway, like you said, things will likely be uneventful. Let's return and find that crab.
Vale. Colei no pregunta nada sobre el cangrejo, ¿no? Vale, ok. No tengo problema con eso. Vale. Ay, ¿por qué se ha venido para acá el cangrejo? Estaba en el otro lado, ¿no? Me he confundido. Yo pensaba que estaba en otro lado, la verdad. No, me suena... El sitio me suena igual, pero pensaba que estaba por aquí. Uy, se me... Bueno, perdón, ya da igual. Vamos para allá. No lo veo desde aquí, ¿eh? No veo al pequeñín. ¿Me ha pasado algo? ¿Coleguilla? No te veo. ¿Coleguilla? ¿Dónde está? Ay. ¿Se ha dormido o algo?
There should be... Huh? Where's the crab? Did it secretly scuttle away?
Lo acabo de ver convertido en un trozo de cubo, así que...
The traps weren't triggered, so it should still be here.
Llámale, sírvale.
Ah.
Silbarle funciona. ¡Anda! ¡Aquí está! ¡Hola!
You honored our agreement and waited here until we returned. As such, I'll hold up my end and give you another mechanical part. Keep it safe. I'm not giving you another one if you lose it.
¡Oh! ¡Qué mono!
Glad you're satisfied. If you want more mechanical parts, take us deeper into the contaminated region. I want to see what happened there. What caused the Avidya forest to become like this?
Parte contaminada. A ver si es el mismo tipo de contaminación, que es que en realidad no lo sé.
So this is the contaminated region that everyone's been talking about. Oh, it definitely looks different from normal. It's like really creepy and suffocating.
No veo diferencia.
Do you feel unwell at all?
¿Te encuentras bien? Por ahora sí. Vamos bien.
Good. It's as I predicted. Elemental power confers a degree of resistance against the contaminated region's influence.
How do you know that?
Porque a él tampoco le pasa nada y él también
I
tiene
haven't
visión.
entered the contaminated region for a proper investigation, but I've conducted quite a few controlled experiments. My observations during our time here have all but confirmed my hypothesis. Look at these flowers. How are they different from normal?
Que brillan. Eso.
This flower species is formally known as the Sumeru rose, but it is also known as the ley line lodestar. They're
Ley line
sensitive to ley
lodestar.
lines and emit varying amounts of light in response. Excessive brightness indicates a dangerous level of ley line activity in the surrounding area. From the looks of things, the ley lines around here are already out of control.
You're saying
Entonces
the
la
contamination
corrupción
here
es por
is coming
las
from ley
líneas. Vale.
lines?
I can't confirm that right now, but I think that is the case. Let's take another look around and see if we can discover more clues.
Vale, eso explica por qué no tiene nada que ver con la marrana, ¿no? La pillo. Son de misión, ¿eh? Habría que cogerla, parece.
You know, we haven't seen any animals this entire time.
A ver, con las líneas le echas una mierda, igual les da
Birds
miedo.
used to chirp really loudly, and there were a lot of foxes.
This contaminated region currently appears to have a critical efflux of ley line energy, which is probably the root cause of the patient's cognitive disturbances. Some animals have keen awareness. They sensed something abnormal in this area and fled.
Leaky ley lines sure can cause a lot of damage, huh?
Like how plants have preferred growth conditions, we also gradually habituate to our surrounding environment. Climate, temperature, humidity, intensity of ley line energies. When people live under fixed conditions, they reach a sort of homeostasis with their environment. This equilibrium is broken when the surrounding environment abruptly changes, causing people's bodies to react in abnormal ways. If normal fluctuations in temperature occur, then our bodies automatically adjust. However, the average person cannot adapt to changes in ley line energy, and so they fall ill.
Entonces, ¿de qué vale la flor que hemos pillado? ¿Por qué eso afecta a las líneas ley? Comprendo que calma los efectos de la catástrofe esta mental que le tiene el niño, pero eso no significa que lo cure. O sea, simplemente lo apalia, ¿no? La ineptitud mental o lo que sea que tiene.
Then why are we okay?
I'm not sure why you are, but he and I are fine because our elemental capabilities allow us to adapt to this
Me
kind
encanta
of
que haya
change.
hecho distinción entre
Of
Paimon
course,
y yo.
it's not a good idea to spend too much time in areas with concentrated ley line energy. The only one who can freely traverse this place is probably the mechanical crab.
¿Gru Gru? ¿Yo? Sí,
That's
tú.
about it for the investigation. Help me find an open space. I want to test something.
Vale. A ver, es posible que los cangrejos mecánicos estos también, o sea, fuesen diseñados para este tipo de trabajo, para problemas con las líneas ley y demás, para que puedan
Environment,
trabajar donde los humanos
No
no.
wind. Target parameters, normal. Setup complete.
Cojones esa mierda.
Looks like it's working.
¿Catalizador?
What's this?
A purification device that I made. It can absorb excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
Qué conveniente que tengas
What a
esto.
neat thing! Let's set up more and cover the entire region.
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix. The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily. If we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluents, we'll need to tackle the source.
Vamos a por la línea ley, me la cargo, la rompo. El centro de la zona contaminada.
That's right.
Gru, 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 gru. Vamos contigo. Oh no,
Huh? The mechanical crab is acting a little strange.
se está defendiendo ahora mismo, ¿eh?
Something's approaching.
Caimanes.
So that's it. Now that the ley line energy has stabilized, the monsters that had left are starting to return. Get rid of them
Qué
quickly.
rápido, ¿no?
Don't let them get close to the purification device.
Venga, venga, voy. Joder, no me están dejando, ¿eh?
Torrance, bring refuge.
Estoy curándome, ¿vale? O sea,
That's all of them.
lo dices como si te hubiese costado lo más mínimo, ¿no? Gru. Ah, son sus coleguillas. Son sus papi, ¿no? Creo. No sé, no estoy seguro.
Hey, where are you? Wait for us. Let's hurry and keep up.
No quiero tener que matar a sus papis.
The mechanical crab went that way. Let's keep up.
¿Qué? ¿Qué haces aquí? Ay, mira. Para esperar. ¿Tú quién eres?
Let's move out.
No sé quién es.
Oz, reveal thyself.
As you wish, mainfront.
¿Dónde se ha ido el otro? No lo veo. Pensaba que se había ido con sus papis o algo a vivir la vida nueva o lo que sea, con sus piezas mecánicas nuevas.
Flames, purge!
Ayuda a la persona en apuros.
Spare me! Please spare me!
Vale, te perdono.
Hey, are you okay?
These injuries are superficial. Don't move, I'll patch you up.
Who are you all? What happened to those
Que es la misma cara que el
mechanical
comerciante de
monsters?
antes.
Don't worry, we took care of them.
De nada.
Oh, good. That's good.
Anda, hola.
It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
Oh, lo vas a hacer sentirse mal, pobrecito. Cru cru.
How do we explain this? Krabby here isn't a bad guy. It heard you shouting for help and brought us here to rescue you.
Oh.
It's faking it. It has to be.
A ver, puede ser.
Maybe it's gonna partner up with the other mechanical monsters and kill me.
Bro.
Do you know what's inside the forest? It's all crawling with mechanical freaks.
Eso es verdad.
I just came here to pick herbs, but I accidentally went into the contaminated region and almost died. I gotta get out of here. Yes. I have to escape.
Oh, venga, hasta luego.
Be careful. These mechanical life forms are up to no good. It'd be best if you stayed far, far away from them. No wonder the academia wanted to completely ban the existence of mechanical life forms.
Qué racistas, ¿no?
Those things should be annihilated.
Are you okay?
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long.
Que se le ha ido la cabeza.
We've
Eso que no.
purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village. At
Bueno.
that point, someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to normal.
Ya, joder, qué rápido. Preveía que iba a pasar más, ¿no? Ay, parece que espera algo. ¿Está esperando algo? Un premio.
So you think you did a good job and want a part as your reward?
¡Gru! Sí, eso que sí.
So hard to understand.
All right, regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time.
Aww.
That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Need any help with it? Guess not. Well, make sure to hang on to it. What was going through your owner's mind when he made you, I wonder? You're like a giant mechanical crab on the outside and a fluffy little hamster on the inside. And
Qué
also,
buena analogía.
how do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanical life forms?
No lo he entendido
Okay,
sin
it
más, ¿no?
definitely doesn't understand you.
It seems like it possesses limited understanding only towards matters related to mechanical components. Help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. As for why it, or rather its owner, is collecting so many components, I'm not sure.
Para
It's
crear
getting
otro
late.
mecánico, quizá.
So let's set up camp for the
Más
night.
grande.
We'll explore further tomorrow, after a night's rest.
Venga. Busca un ideal montar para... busca
Hey,
un ideal para
over
montar la
here.
tienda. Lugar ideal para
Come on,
montar
you
la
big
tienda.
lummox, raise your head and look up.
Ay, perdón. Perdón. Eres muy ansioso, ¿eh? Buscar algún sitio. Mira, ahí tampoco se está tan mal, ¿eh? Bueno, vale, este sitio parece mejor, pero...
Let's set
aún
up
así-
camp here.
All right. Paimon also thinks it's a good spot.
Oh,
¿Cómo subió el cangrejo?
any particular reason?
Hay un poco de
This
luz.
place is perfect to put up a big tent.
Hay un poco de luz, hay un poco de sombra.
You
Ese
can
tipo de
also set
cosas.
up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
Una razón digna. Vale.
You're not wrong, but the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water vapor below. Rainforests are very wet. You should always be careful when spending the night in damp places.
Eres carbón, o sea,
For
carbón,
the
cartón
next
o algo.
tasks at hand, let's divide and conquer. I'll set up the tent, you'll be in charge of making the fire, and Paimon will forage for edibles nearby.
Qué peligro.
Leave it to Paimon. Paimon's a pro.
Bro. Vale.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can.
A ver lo que trae.
That's right. You can use rushes to start a fire in the wilderness. Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tignari, Paimon couldn't find any food.
Da igual, tengo mucho en el
Paimon
inventario.
didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until we came here. There were all sort of weird-looking mushrooms, but Paimon didn't know which ones were edible. terrible.
Pues tráetelas todas y ya está,
I
¿no?
saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly started moving. It freaked Paimon out.
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled. Little did they know that you were more scared than they were. Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. I'll forage for food.
Al final todo lo hace él, ¿no? ¡Gru! ¡Ah!
You found some already.
Es más útil que Paimon, ¿lo podemos cambiar?
Hey!
Es verdad.
Paimon understands it this time. It wants mechanical parts again.
Nos vamos a quedar sin
Sorry,
parte
no
mecánica.
part this time.
Se va a enfadar. ¿Gru? Oh.
That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the system.
Sí.
I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time.
Te estás quedando sin componentes, ¿verdad? Sí.
That is one reason.
Pedante, cabrón.
It looks really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. All right, here's another for you. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout duty tonight. You two can sleep first. I'll wake you up later.
We need lookouts?
Yes. Even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely let down our guard. It's settled then. I'll set up some pest-repelling devices so poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent.
Ahí, ahí.
Have a good night.
Esta es la parte
Not
más
too good,
importante de todo esto de la tienda y tal. Esta es la parte más importante. Lo de que no vengan bichos. Horribles. Esta es la tienda a descansar. Hay una cosa que me gusta mucho de Tignari. Es que se le ve como un jefe de verdad. O sea, rollo, no parece que lo haga todo él. Obviamente tiene que hacer cosas porque es el más competente, ¿vale? No es... no es simplemente uno que pueda dirigir, porque es que no todo el mundo puede hacer lo que él. Hasta ahí lo pillo. Pero sabe cuándo delegar cuando es necesario. Cosa que, por ejemplo, Jin no sabe hacer.
Paimon's getting sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines?
O por el humillo.
It's
Esto
been a
también puede ser.
while since we camped outside like this. This is like when we just started adventuring together. Nighty-night.
Buenas noches. ¿Sigue aquí nuestro cangrejito?
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well?
Como un lirón, todavía tengo un poco de sueño.
That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I specially used 2 of my homemade incenses. Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab?
No, estaba durmiendo.
It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went.
¿Estás siendo precavido con él?
So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner. A ley line effluence of this magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect.
La academia hacía investigación de formas de vida mecánica.
Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontama for a time.
A ver, normal.
Some of my juniors had
muchas por
also
todo el
thrown
mundo.
themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity conquer nature. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us or other living organisms. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological life forms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals. Research on mechanical life forms was thus banned. The irony
Pues
is
básicamente nos acaba de decir
that the
quién
researchers
es el
became
mayor
even more
sospechoso, ¿no?
impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe this subject will be unbanned in a few
A ver, viendo que a los
years.
mismos investigadores de Sumeru les importa una mierda los habitantes y tal, no creo que les importe nada siempre que puedan sacar algo de provecho de por la ciencia o lo que sea. No creo que les vaya a importar nada. ¿No te interesa esta área de investigación?
That's a difficult question to answer. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes.
¿Es tan malo dominar la naturaleza? A ver... Sí, está bien entender la naturaleza, está bien utilizar la naturaleza, pero eso de dominarla es un poco feo por lo que implica.
It's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The blood of my people were born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia. By placing yourself above other
ha
life
dejado la
forms,
academia.
what kind of
No lo sabía.
results do you
No tenía ni
expect
idea.
to get from researching pure life with impure
Sabía que tiene
intentions?
un maestro de la academia y que es bastante listo, o sea, era bastante obvio, pero no que lo había dejado así sin más. Pensaba que simplemente estaba como... O sea, que se había graduado y su trabajo ahora es ser el vigilante de los bosques y tal. No es razonable.
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Está triste.
Coffee? Did you prepare this for us?
Parece que otra vez quiere una recompensa.
All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out, I'll give you another part. You're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right. Suit yourself. Oh, and thanks
Desde el
for the
principio
coffee, but
quería él
I'm about to go to
ayudarle a
sleep.
usarlas.
Leave it with him. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Voy a tomar un cafelito.
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night.
Como castigo tendrás que hacer guardia nocturna solo la próxima vez. No, pobrecilla, eso tampoco, no te preocupes.
Really? You're not mad?
Nah, está bien.
Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
Me he dado cuenta de algo en estas últimas misiones, las de Sumeru, y es que las opciones de diálogo son bastante diferentes. Son opción de ser un poco hijo de puta y ser buena onda, pero por completamente diferente. Me imagino que la historia no va a cambiar por ello, pero las opciones de diálogo sí que tiene pinta que van a cambiar con bastante gravedad. Seguro que se mantiene despiertísima ella después, venga.
Good morning,
seguro.
traveler in Paimon. Quick question. Do you feel off at all?
Siento un ligero mareo. Igual es por el humo, es que a mí el incienso tampoco me pone un poco...
Me too. The farther in we go,
bueno,
the
sí, puede
closer
ser
we
eso
get to the
también.
source of the ley line effluence. We'll be heading out earlier today. I'll take down the tent.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Vale,
Got it. Paimon will take care of the fire.
yo iré a recoger los repelentes.
All right. Let's meet back here later.
Vale. Se me hace raro que de verdad tenga que ir a recogerlo. A ver, Paimon.
How do you put out a fire?
¡Joder! Échale agua, Paimon. Pero no de golpe, mejor, perdón, no me hagáis caso, no me hagáis caso. Echadle arena o tierra o cualquier cosa que haga que no pueda respirar y coger aire de forma directa. No me hagáis caso. Después de que tenga tierra encima, entonces ya podéis mojarla para que, bueno, no pueda reavivarse el fuego. Pero no echéis agua directamente, ¿vale? Porque si hay cualquier zona especialmente caliente del fuego, lo que puede hacer es una combustión espontánea y que se separe el hidrógeno del oxígeno y entonces haga un ¡pa! Y eso es peligroso, ¿vale? Así que no me hagáis caso, no echéis agua directamente. Lo normal es que con agua directamente se vaya, pero no siempre pasa, ¿vale? Así que no os acerquéis y ya está.
As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination.
Vale, ¿no será eso una forma muy peligrosa de testear algo? Digo yo. Vale. ¿Van muy rápido esos o es cosa mía? Me están como patrullando.
The closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Tengo que derrotarlos para poder avanzar. No me he estado fijando de si brillan con más intensidad las flores, la verdad. Me obliga a matarlos, sí. Quería intentar pasar del tema, pero no parece que puedo.
Propagate!
Ah, lol. ¿Es que vuelven a aparecer o algo, parece? No veo nada. Ah, qué raro se me hace que pongan... O sea, que me den como misión completada las misiones estas pequeñitas de entre misiones. Es rarísimo. No le mola el tema. No le mola entrar o algo, ¿no? Gru. No quiere entrar, parece, ¿eh? Brilla muchísimo.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Leyline energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves. We're going in.
Pero él no parece querer entrar, ¿está seguro? Origen de la zona... Vale, seguramente nos van a dejar pasar a Tignari, ¿vale? Así que vamos a ir con lo que llevo. Que doble dendro hace cosas. Ahí está, Tignari. Ya he estado probándolo, ¿vale? Ya sé cómo funciona, pero tengo curiosidad de ver cómo lo han montado. Según parece, viendo post y tal, parece ser que lo que más le está interesando es ataque. O sea, no sé muy bien... Ay, no puedo ver cómo está montado. Detalles. Probabilidad de crítico al máximo. A ver, eso está bien, no me lo esperaba. ¿Llevará su arma, supongo? Lleva su arma. Vale, lleva su arma. Vale. ¿Cuánto bono de daño tiene? 40, es bastante poco. Eso es poco. No tendrá bono de daño, quizá tiene ataque también en el cáliz, supongo. Vale. Pues vamos a ver qué tal. Ahí está. Cuando tiras la E, luego puedes hacer 3 disparos de forma instantánea. Pero parece ser que es muy main DPS. Hace falta que vaya con un buen secundario. En este caso, Kokomi y Fischl deberían hacer bastante buen trabajo para él. Vale. Dilu que aquí no va a hacer mucha cosa mientras esté Tignari para probarlo. Parece que es un laboratorio, ¿eh? Aquí parece que hay gente experimentando cositas. Y eso parece una cápsula de estasis para un ser vivo, la verdad. Nunca había visto un aparato como este, no me siento bien.
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
That's terrible. We have to stop it.
¿La está usando la energía para crear máquinas? Estoy comenzando a marearme.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in ley line energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
¿No se puede encargar la maquinita ahora? Sería un buen momento para dar una parte.
You're also vulnerable to the ley lines, right? We're staying. We can't leave you here by yourself.
No podemos reventar la máquina a hostias.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
Vale. Él sabe por dónde es, ¿no? Ya he estado aquí.
You know where it is? Hey, wait for us.
¿Eso era una pared falsa? ¿Cómo es que era una pared ilusoria? ¿Qué? Un cofre. O sea, la canción es muy bonita como para estar en... Como para estar en esto,
What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful and watch your step.
Parece que han traído también animales aquí encerrados o algo, ¿eh? Hay un señor ahí. Persona acostada.
Look! Someone's here! Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn off that machine now!
Igual está muerto viendo
Anything. Too ashamed.
que se está bañando en energía de
His
ley.
body is cold.
Está muerto.
It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here?
Está muy bien conservado para estar
Almost
muerto.
forgot about you. Here, this is the last one.
No debería ponerse contento de que sea el
What
último.
is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory.
Qué rápido nos
We
hemos
should find a
calmado, ¿no?
repository of research
Aquí no es tan
documents if
fuerte,
we
quizá.
keep going. The file room will definitely give us some clues, so let's go take a look. Maybe we can piece together what happened here.
Vale. Está bastante muerto este hombre, ¿eh? El coleguilla que está haciendo. Yace de pie frente al equipo, como si estuviese pensando en algo. Si es su dueño, igual está intentando reparar a su dueño. Es lo único que se me ocurre, que esté trayendo piezas para intentar reparar a su dueño, porque se ha quedado frío y no responde. Igual piensa que le faltan piezas.
It's huge in here!
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is. The pipes continue further. Let's head it.
Did you two find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable.
Es como una quinografía,
That's
pero
why they are only
en vez
used
de
in some laboratories and do not see
analógico
wider
en
usage.
digital, ¿no?
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. It goes in there. Okay, this should do it.
Averiguar, ¿eh? No lo sabía. Después de introducir la cinta, el proyector reproduce una grabación del
Kakata?
pasado.
Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone?
Habla de... Ahí está.
There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatsui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient
¿Quién ha
fossils
grabado
at the
esto?
academia. Oh, you're also quite happy. Kakata, do you know what we're about to do?
Tenía un escudito antes. Antes tenía suficiente potencia para mantener el escudo.
Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine.
Lo que acaba de decir es que va a crear un humanoide. Lo acaba de decir como que va a hacer un humanoide, ¿verdad? Un cuerpo como el suyo. Bueno, que piense también como el suyo. Un cerebro como el suyo y un cuerpo como el suyo.
Inspiration from the ruins and the research that the academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand me.
Bueno, pues ya sabemos quién es el dueño.
The mechanical crab, right?
Tiene buen nombre para ser un
And
cangrejo.
that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the academia?
Una investigación prohibida.
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the academia for researching mechanical life forms.
Y no se acordaba de
Junior
esto.
researcher?
Un joven investigador.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
Puede haberse saltado un par de
He
cursos
is,
este hombre.
but academic progression isn't tied to
Ahí
age.
está, se ha saltado un par de
I
cursos.
finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display.
A ver, las orejas que
That
tienes...
isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recordings.
Creo que se ha dado cuenta él mismo de lo que ha dicho, ¿no? De lo de animal. Sobre materiales. Vaya. A veces pasa. Difícil navegar por aquí, ¿vale?
Look! Paimon found another tape! A date is written on it. Let Paimon see. Oh, it's from a half a year ago!
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters?
Oh, antes no sabía hacer café. A ver, con esas manos.
All right, there you go. Water entered the chela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power to spare.
Oh.
I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk.
Me imagino que se tiene que sentir muy solo el Abatui este. Que vale que sea como una mascota y tal, pero
Aren't the
claramente no lo
bunch at the
entiende.
academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other. Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so
Ha dicho
simple that you
sueño.
probably wouldn't even
No
notice if I
suelen soñar
died.
los humanos. Bueno, los
Never mind.
sumerios.
I should probably be worrying about next month's power.
After Abatui left the academia, everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Parece ser un tropo bastante
doesn't feel like he's a
consecuente
bad
con
person.
esto.
He
Con
even
los
changed
investigadores.
out Karkata's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
Mencionó algo sobre la energía. Sí, estaban faltos de corriente.
Let's keep looking around.
Vale.
Keep up. Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be here.
Hay dos.
The
creo que
writing
era.
is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed.
Sí, ya había preparado la máquina de
There's
las
also
líneas
an
de...
undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings. Let's
Venga.
watch them.
Vamos a verla. No sabemos qué orden tienen. Seguro que la vemos en orden.
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day.
¿Y eso? Es tu cumple.
In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being.
Él está de acuerdo.
I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments. Life goes on, and I have to as well. I don't have any other choice.
Bueno, ya sabemos por qué buscaba parte, por su instinto.
This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus... of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Karkata, come help me.
No sé hace cuánto falta de esto.
Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll
No, por lo menos sabía las
go out of
consecuencias.
control.
Algún escrúpulo le quedaría.
Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what I'm saying. In the end, it's just like the academia said. Mechanical life forms only bring danger.
A ver, las
My research.
formas de vida normales también traen peligro.
Was there any point to it at all? I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into a true mechanical life form.
Tengo curiosidad por saber quién ha
I
grabado
see.
esto.
So the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in severe damage to the ley lines.
Entonces Karkata también hace lo mismo.
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other machines?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia acknowledge his protracted research. But if he had slowed down and saw Carcata as a friend instead of an experimental product, he would have noticed. Carcata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand. First, let's find the control unit for the ley line extractor and shut it down.
No tengo mucho que decir. Yo tampoco tengo mucha idea de qué es lo que intenta. Tengo cierta especulación de que puede estar intentando curar la muerte de su creador y tal, pero no es como que pueda saberlo.
More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze.
Parece bastante mejor pulido que las escaleras estas de Mona, las del dominio de Mona y eso. Vale, para allá y para allá. Quiero ir para acá primero. Va a ser redondo seguramente. Pero si en el caso de que no lo sea, igual hay algo oculto. No, era redondo ya. Vale. Voy a esquivarlo, no sé si me manda a la mierda, ¿vale? Pero no quiero que averiguarlo. Ahí está.
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping down?
Ahí está. Vale.
Rest and Rebit! By Royal...
One with the forest!
Vale. Oh, me ha esquivado. Parece que Tignari no funciona muy bien como sub-DPS. ¿What? Ah, bueno. No le he cargado suficiente, parece. Oh, no me ha podido escuchar a el sniff you in the butt. Qué pena. Que igual ya no lo escuchamos.
Can't see.
De daño va normalucho, la verdad es que no es nada especial para un 5 estrellas y eso. Vamos a probar ahora con el I sneak you in the butt.
One with the forest. Let's nip that in the butt.
Let's sneak her in the butt, efectivamente. Vamos a sniffarlo en el culo, venga. Vamos a olerlo en el culo, como sea. Con el que queráis elegir.
This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also shut down.
¿Me va a dejar apagarlo, mi coleguilla? Carcata.
Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves.
Vale.
Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Carcata.
Un poco.
Let's head back.
Está con el muerto todavía, ¿no? Habrá que enterrarle o algo, ¿no? O cremarle, no sé qué se hace en este sitio. Ah, cofres. Me sorprende que haya podido montar todo esto en solo 2 años, él solo, junto con un par de robots. No, supongo que el par de robots es la clave aquí, ¿no? Ah, uy, no nos acerquemos a eso. Sigue ahí. Sí, está intentando repararlo. Me da que no va a funcionar, coleguilla. Es porque él es... O sea, eso es lo que hacía él. Cuando se averiaba le ponía partes nuevas. Las máquinas no lloran.
Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Sep.
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored it to an operational state. It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard it tries.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the
Creo que esto no es lo que
academia.
deberías estar
It
pensando ahora
might have
mismo,
been
colega.
possible to achieve this with ancient
Entiendo
technology,
que te
but no
apasione y
one has
tal,
been
pero
able
creo
to
que
do the
no.
same with modern tools.
Karkata? Karkata?
Creo que no es la parte importante o la conclusión de todo esto.
Tignari says you're awesome!
No responde.
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Come with me. Let them be alone for a while.
Tenéis en cuenta que Arcada quien ha dejado de funcionar y Abatui sin vida. Me imagino que no es imposible recargar a la máquina esta, pero no sé si es lo correcto o no, la verdad. Oh, ha puesto más...
The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest.
Vale.
Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale.
Te veo muy apático ante cualquier situación en la que te ves involucrado. Y no sé si eso es algo bueno o se trata como algo profesional o qué, pero no es especialmente bonito de ver. Karkata...
According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed away.
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values.
Entonces tú...
Your bodies won't be able to hold up if you continue to stay here.
But...
Listen, the traveler hasn't rested very well, right?
Que no vayamos,
Also,
¿no?
it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then get some sleep.
De lo que quiere
We can
hacer.
discuss matters tomorrow.
A ver, es posible que me esté mintiendo, ¿vale?
Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
All right. Then let's go back to Catherine.
Vale.
Why are you still here? I'll take care of this. Go and report to the Adventurers Guild, and then get some rest.
Voy a despedirme, ¿vale? Es posible que me esté mintiendo. O sea, no vería motivo para que quisiera seguir los planes de la academia. No parece que él esté muy entusiasmado con ello. No me dice nada al respecto. Me parece que esté muy entusiasmado en seguir los planes de la academia de una forma u otra. Así que se me hace raro que me diga que va a seguir los planes de la academia. Junto con que me diga esto de que no se lo cuente a nadie, es posible que vaya a mantenerlo en secreto. Y obviamente yo tengo que reportar al gremio lo que ha ocurrido, ¿no? Bueno, vamos a hablar con Catherine y ya lo descubriremos, supongo. Vamos para allá. Hola, Catherine.
Anyway, so the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest. Things are already getting back to normal.
I see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities. This is the stipulated reward. Please accept it.
Vale, yo pillo mi premio.
Is Karkata going to be sent back to the academia? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled.
Yo también.
Oh, then how about we find Tignari tomorrow and ask him not to do that?
Creo que vamos a llegar tarde para
Paimon
ello.
really wants to go right now, but Tignari said that we would discuss matters tomorrow. We'll probably make him mad if we go now, huh?
Eso creo.
Alright then, we'll find Tignari tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Karkata.
Vale, vamos a esperar al siguiente día. Podría ser eso o que lo publique como propia. Eso también podría ser. Que lo arregle, que lo deje vivir y tal. Bueno, vivir, eso no sé, es complicado.
How are you feeling? Sleep well? We should go find Tignari. How do you think we should ask him?
Bueno, para empezar deberíamos preguntarle qué ha hecho con él. En el jardín. Vale.
Tignari!
Shh, keep your voice down.
Oh.
The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect, can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
Vale. ¡Oh!
Karkata?
¡Ey!
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
¿Y eso?
You didn't disassemble Karkata?
Why would I do that?
I thought
Yeah.
you said, according to the Academia's policies...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour.
Efectivamente.
Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place.
Entonces en realidad te quedaste allí para quemar el sitio.
Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Karkata. During my time at the Academia, I took an elective course at the
Curso
Spontamon.
optativo.
Who knew it would prove useful one day?
Bueno.
We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir.
Por eso le pitan
Most
los
of it was
oídos, porque
burned
está
to hide
cansado.
the evidence. I'm not with the Academia. So what do their policies have to do with me?
Bien, he tenido razón.
On the other hand, I am the forest watcher of the Avidya forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the forest. All life brought forth in this world has meaning, and Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior.
A ver, los humanos somos básicamente
From a more
una
rigorous
contradicción
perspective,
de
it is impossible to conclude
condiciones.
that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments. What do you think?
Me parece bien. Ah, él también. A él le parece guay. Vale, pues ha ocurrido tal y como esperaba, menos mal. Tignari no es mala onda, es un poco cerrado, difícil de entender, ¿vale? Hay mucha gente que lo compara con Albedo, pero Albedo es más accesible, no nos vamos a engañar, ¿vale? Tignari miente más y la forma en la que dice las cosas es bastante más durilla. Pero bueno, vamos a hablar con él una
When
última vez.
people at the academia included me in a group photo, they would also send me a copy.
Y...
I have zero interest in group photos, but I also wouldn't just throw them away. I stored them all in a box.
Eres la definición de
After
tsundere,
coming back
hijo puta.
yesterday, I looked through them and found one with Abatui. I gave it to Karkata, and it seemed happy. That's good enough.
Bueno, está bien. ¿Y tú qué tal? Bueno, pues gru. Y con eso vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado. Esta es la misión de Tignari. Espero que os haya gustado tanto como a mí. Ha estado bien, ¿vale? Me esperaba que fuese a ser otra cosa, sinceramente. Pero bueno, ha estado bien tal cual así. Lo he aceptado como forma de vida y tenemos un cangrejo mecánico con personalidad de perro, junto con un perro investigador. Que está bien, ¿no? Está guay. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado. Y ale. Chao.